Hey guys, Randy here from the Gateway to Heroes podcast, and these are my reading recommendations for the week. I don't have a lot this week. It was kind of a small pull, so maybe 6 or 7 titles, if that. And I haven't read all of these yet, but I will share my thoughts on what I have read and still go over my pulls. Okay. Want to first give shout out to my friend and co-host on the podcast, Enos L. Nickens, who does his Big Nick's picks here on our group every week, as well as Eddie Nuevez from the YouTube channel Eddie from the Batcave, who's also posting his videos here every week as well. Eddie, Enos, thank you both very much. Love your content. Please keep it coming. All right, so I'm jumping right in here. DC Comics Absolute Superman #1, written by Jason Aaron with art by Rafa Sandoval. Now, I also did get the Jim Lee cardstock cover. I love that DC for the last year now has been doing this thing where if you get the cardstock cover, you get the original cover on the inside as well. So that's fantastic. Will say I like this story. Uh, the history of Krypton, Jor-El, and Lara has all changed, as well as Superman coming to Earth, which we haven't actually seen how he gets here, which is kind of ironic. So, show you some of the arts here. We have this really nice page that Sandoval gives us here of the story that's unfolding in Brazil. And then we also do have our very first look at the new Superman here in the book as well. I also like that one of the things they did in this was after they told the main story, they do one of those special things of coming up in the book this year or coming months thing where they do like 1 or 2 pages of story to set up something else that's happening. There's a little bit of a spoiler there if you're quick on the uptake and saw what that was. But yeah, so I really like that they had the main story and then the classic 2 to 3 pages of story of the what's coming this year type of thing. Now, the irony here is I know that Absolute Batman was the hot title that everybody was talking about, but honestly, I like Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman better than the Absolute Batman title. So take that as you may, okay? Also from DC, Action Comics 1074. This is written by Mark Waid with art by Clayton Henry and Michael Shelfer. If you remember me telling you, Action Comics is back on the weekly schedule. So this is part 5 of the Phantom story and part 5 of the Supergirl backup story Universe Ends. Last week in this title, Superman used the Phantom Zone to try to return to modern day Earth, and it went badly, and he instead is landed on Krypton of the past. I love that he remembers that he has to cover his S shield because if you remember your Superman history, it's not an S, it's a family crest, which stands for hope. So he knows he has to cover that family crest. But also, really nice bit here where he realizes Jor-El is the only one who can help him. So we do have a nice couple-page spread of him meeting his mother, Laura, who is holding the baby version of himself, as well as his dad also. So really do like what Mark Waid is doing here and can't wait to see where he's going to follow it up with, okay? Batman 154, written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Carmine Di Giandomenico. If I got that pronunciation wrong, please drop me a line right here. Going to be honest, I do like the story. I like what Zdarsky is doing here. I have a problem, however, with 2 of the character plot points that get revealed. I'm not going to tell you what those are. If you want to know, again, drop me a line right there or just comment here on the thread and I will message you directly as to what they are. But there is a really nice scene that we get here. I love this with the whole Batman standing in front of the headlamps of the car in the darkness. I mean, that's just a classic Batman pose, right? So good story. Again, a couple of plot points that are bugging me. Haven't finished reading this title. I'm halfway through it, but I've been telling you guys that this is DC's consistently best written book month in and month out. Poison Ivy 27 by G. Willow Wilson with art by Marcio Takara. Um, this is what 2.5 years in, and this book has yet to disappoint me. So I'm really enjoying Poison Ivy. Just go get Poison Ivy. All right, that's on. I've been telling you month in and month out. Shazam number 17, written by Josie Campbell with art by Dan McQuaid. Got to be honest, this is a title that is on the bubble for me. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it or not. It depends on how the story arc goes. So it may be disappearing off of my pull. Now, I have also been telling you for the last couple of months that I really love the stuff that Distillery is putting out. So this week I picked up One for Sorrow #1. This is written, illustrated, and colored by Jamie McKelvey. Haven't read it yet. I'm sure I'm going to love it based on the solicitations. The one thing I do love about the Distillery books is because they are oversized, it lets them really do some beautiful art on these. So looking forward to that. I will probably be circling back to this next week and telling you what I thought of it. Now, if you also remember last week, I told you that I went to a little mini convention that our friends at Gateway Comics and Toys had, and I had my Feral #1 and Feral issue #7 that had just come out, signed by both Tony Fleeks and Tone Rodriguez. And while I was there, I also did pick up the trade of Stray Dogs, written by Tony Fleeks with art by Tone Rodriguez. I got to finish it this week, and I absolutely love this story. I tell you what, if you are a pet lover, dog lover, you want to get this book and read it. I do need to warn you, it is dark and it's disturbing, and you get it right off in issue 1. Okay, Tony Fleeks doesn't waste any time setting the story. However, what I kind of really dig about this is a dark, disturbing, almost a horror story juxtapositioned with like Don Bluth animation type art. So here's where our main character Sophie is meeting the other dogs in the house. I mean, look at this art, right? And then great one here. I mean, come on, that's some Don Bluth Studios level art there. Look at that, right? Are you not getting that Disney Don Bluth feel? And then here is another great picture of all the dogs gathered in the kitchen with the owner that they simply call Master at this point. So will tell you this has a great ending that I didn't see coming, but because of the story matter, I should have seen it coming. So it's one of those great, oh man, of course. So Stray Dogs, trade paperback, Tony Fleeks, Tone Rodriguez, go pick this up. But because I am enjoying Feral so much and I like Stray Dogs, I also went ahead and went back to Gateway this week and I picked up the trade paperback for Local Man. This is written and illustrated by both Tony Fleeks and um, Tim Seeley. Tim Seeley, of course, of Grayson and Nightwing's fame, as well as Hack Slash and Revival over at Image. Haven't read this yet. I'm sure I'm probably going to like it. I will probably circle back to this next week and let you know what I thought of it. Okay? So, guys, that is it for my polls for the week. As always, you can drop us a line with questions or comments at gatewayheroespodcast@gmail.com, or you can comment just right here directly on the thread, and we'll respond. Until next week, guys, I will see you later.